This prison story is about when my cellmate ended up selling his manhood for 3 packs of cigarettes. Now, if this story sounds familiar, it's because this is a piggyback off a KB story when the warden ended up banning, tobacco products in our prison. So long story short with the KB story, if y'all haven't heard it already, basically KB went around taking people tobacco, taking people cigarettes, and dared you to do anything about it. So we're just going to piggyback off of that story. Now, at this time, I had a cellmate by the name of Reginald. And Reginald, he was in there for grand larceny, right? He wasn't a violent inmate or anything like that. He was just one of them dudes that, I guess he was down on his luck in the world, and I guess he wanted to commit some type of money fraud, and well, he's in here with me now. So when Reginald got in there, I didn't think too much of nothing about him. He didn't look like no gang member. He didn't look like a violent dude. He just looked like a regular dude that his luck just ran out. So when Reginald came in there, I noticed he didn't have anything, right? And normally if somebody come in there and they don't have anything, it's 9 times out of 10, they either a new inmate and they haven't had time to, catch the store, or they just, or what I call a hobo inmate, somebody just living off the land, somebody that is, up in here off of the bare necessities. They ain't got no prison hustle to make money. They don't got family out there to send them money. So when he came in there, I was sizing him up. So I asked him, I'm like, yo, you just got here or something? He was like, yeah, I just got here. I said, oh, okay. I said, you ever been in prison before? He was like, no, I never been in prison before. This is my first time and hopefully my last time. I said, right. I said, how long you got, man? He said, man, they gave me 4 years, but I got, I got 2 to 4. So I said, 2 to 4? He was like, yeah. I said, what you do? He said, just grand larceny, really. I said, oh, okay. All right, whatever. So now let me let y'all know, for the cats out there that might find yourselves in prison, typically you don't supposed to ask your cellie what he in there for, because that is actually a write-up. You can get a ticket for that. But we still do it anyway, because you don't want to be in a cell with some whacked out dude or somebody that got super bad charges. So anyway, let's get back to the story. Oh, before we get back to the story, in case y'all forgot, make sure y'all hit the like button and make sure y'all let me know where y'all from in the comment section. All right. So anyway, so he putting the stuff up and I tell him the cell rules. I'm like, listen, you got the top bunk, and when you use the bathroom, make sure you put your sheet up or whatever, because I don't want to see you. I don't want to really hear you. I mean, I ain't got no choice but to hear you or whatever, but, just put the white sheet up, your white sheet, whatever. If you peeing in the toilet and any of it get on the floor, because I kept my cells, pristine clean. I said, if you get any pee on the floor, make sure you get it up like immediately. I don't want to be sitting up there telling another grown man, to keep their cell clean. I said, another thing is make sure you don't have nobody in this cell. And he was like, oh, okay. I said, nah, I'm telling you the reasons why. Because, he had like this confused look on his face when I was explaining to him the rules of my cell. Because make no mistake, y'all, whatever cell I was in, it was my cell. Whoever came in there or I had to come in there, the roles was reversed. It was my cell and you was a guest, right? Because like I said, yeah, I tell you all the time, you can't tell another man how to program, but hey, I'm not in prison. Y'all living with me, and that's just how it is. So anyway, I tell him, like, look, if you don't have nobody in the cell, because if something end up missing, I'm holding you responsible. If something is used, if something out of place, I'm holding you responsible, right? So just to cut all that out, don't have nobody in this cell, right? So he's like, all right. I said, if you eat in this cell, because at this time, y'all, there was a lot of mice and rats in this prison or whatever. And, you know, it's just best, like, if when you got your food or whatever, keep it in your locker box. Cause they give you these boxes, like a suitcase type metal locker or whatever. I said, keep all your food in the metal locker. Do not just have it out on the desk. Don't have it on your bed, whatever. If you're going to be eating in your bed or in here, man, make sure you clean up after yourself, because I'm afraid of mice. Like, yeah, y'all, yeah, that's Donta's biggest phobia is mice. Matter of fact, let me ask y'all a question. What is your biggest phobia? Let me know in the comment section. Mine is mice. Mine is rats. Mine is raccoons, squirrels, any type of rodent. I'm terrified of these things, right? So I'm letting them know, like, hey, just the other day, you know, I made the mistake, because I just got it here 2 weeks ago. But just the other day, I had a couple packs of ramen noodles on the desk and 3 honey buns and a Snicker bar on the desk. And, you know, I'm laying in the bed. Y'all know when y'all like halfway sleep and halfway woke, I think it's called translucid dreaming or whatever, where you in between both worlds, the dream world and the real world. I guess I was sleeping like that, and I kept hearing this munching noise. And, you know, in prison, yeah, normally it's always loud, it's always something going on, but when it's around 2 o'clock in the morning, it's like, it's quiet. Super quiet. So when you hear like this munching noise, you're like, what the heck is that? So I end up waking up, and I kid y'all not, I turned, because I was facing the wall when I sleep, right? Like laying on my side or whatever. But when I end up turning and look, I seen like 6 red glowing eyes, right? And at first I thought it was like maybe demons or something. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just waking up. And when my eyes adjust, because I'm like scared at this point, because you wake up and you see like 6 red glowing eyes, maybe 3-4 feet away from you. Man, come on, man. So I'm looking, and then my eyes really adjusted, and I see it's rats. And keep in mind, y'all, I'm in this small cell. I'm terrified. I'm petrified, actually. I don't know whether to scream. I don't know whether to... Yeah, y'all. Big old bad Donta is afraid of mice. Big old Donta is afraid of rats. I don't know whether to scream. I don't know whether to yell. I don't know what to do, right? But I know I got to do something. And I don't know, y'all. Y'all gotta bear with me. I'm really having like a traumatic PTSD type of moment right now while I'm trying to tell y'all this story. I just want to get past this part, right? But I end up like, hey, and they just took off running. They jumped off the desk and just took off running, and they ran out the cell. And my heart was beating off. I didn't even go to sleep that night, y'all. But anyway, let's get past that, because if y'all could see me right now, I'm kind of shaking. So let's move on. So, you know, I end up telling him, like, you know, these are the rules of the cell, and, you know, A, B, C, and D, and he said he understood and everything was good, right? There was other things I mentioned to him, but it ain't, I know y'all can't wait to get to how he ended up selling this manhood for 3 packs of cigarettes, right? So anyway, he leaves out the cell, and he gets on the phone or whatever. And I go out the cell, and I go under the stairs, and I'm doing my pull-ups, because right now the yard was locked down. Well, both yards was locked down, and we couldn't come outside for at least a month right now, because they found a whole bunch of knives. They found a whole bunch of drugs. They found a lot of contraband on the yard, so they shut it down, right? So I like to work out, right? So outside of me doing my push-ups and sit-ups or whatever, I'm under them stairs doing my pull-ups, right? So now we about to get to the juicy part. So he down there on the phone, right? And I'm ear hustling because he right there, and I guess he talking to his girl or whatever, and he telling her like, hey, could you hurry up and put that money on the books or whatever, because I need to get right. I need some cigarettes or whatever. And she like, I guess she's telling him she don't get paid yet, and he gotta wait for 2 weeks or whatever. And I don't know if that's what she said to him, but I'm assuming because how he was responding to her, like, man, I need things in here, whatever. And normally people get paid every 2 weeks or every other week, whatever. So he hang up the phone and he sit down, and I go over and I said, what's up with you? He was like, man, I'm jonesing. I'm jonesing, man. I said, jonesing for what? Because usually when I heard somebody say they jonesing, it's like they want like some type of drugs or something, right? So he like, man, I'm just jonesing, man. I need a cigarette. I need some tobacco, man. I said, well, man, it's getting scarce around here, man. The warden is about to shut all that down next month. He said, yeah, I know, I heard, man, but man, do you got any cigarettes? I said, nah, I ain't got none. I don't smoke. He was like, oh man. So guess who pops up? Now, I don't even know where Freaky Freddy came from. It's like Freaky Freddy, whenever he hears somebody going through something or in need of something, his ears perk up and he just appear out of nowhere. And he just pulled up and was like, you need some cigarettes? And dude was like, yeah, I'm jonesing bad. So Freaky Freddy was like, how many you need? He was like, shoot, as many you can give me. So he was like, all right, give me a minute. And Freaky Freddy walked off. And then I was like, hey, you do know you're going to have to pay him, right? And he was like, yeah, I know that. I know about the prison rules. Don't take nothing unless you can pay him back. Yeah, but my girl she gonna send that money through. I ain't tripping about that. I said, but listen, I ain't trying to be, in between what y'all got going on. But he one of them type of dudes. And he was like, what you mean he one of them type of dudes? I said, he one of them type of dudes that, he like dudes, and you just make sure you get homeboy whatever y'all work out, whatever, because he gonna want something. And he was like, yeah, man, I'm a grown man. I got this, man. I ain't tripping about that. I ain't tripping. So I said, all right. So then Freaky Freddy came back and he had a carton of cigarettes. So dude was like, oh, thanks, man. Thanks. We all this for me? Freaky Freddy was like, yeah, man, I'm just looking out, man. We blacks. We know black people gotta look out for each other. But this what I need from you though. Since it's so scarce around here, tobacco, they shutting everything down, I'm gonna need 3 boxes. So dude, like, 3 boxes? He was like, yeah, 1 for 3. I need 3 cartons. So dude was like, can I do 1 for 2? He was like, nah. It gotta be 1 for 3, man. I need to get mine. I got this is what I do. So dude sat there for a minute. He was like, all right, man, I got you. So he stood up with the carton of cigarettes that Freaky Freddy gave him and tried to walk off. And Freddy was like, hey, wait a minute now, hold on. I need for you to know something. And when he said that, he looked right at me, right? And I just walked off like, it ain't my business. So he said, hey, I need for you to know that, once you take this from me, I'm going to need me. You going to have to give me them 3 cartons. And when you get some money, you got money now? He was like, no, I ain't got none. I went for my girl to put money on my books, but she don't get paid till 2 weeks from now. So Freaky Freddy was like, man, 2 weeks? Nah, I can't wait that long. Here, let me get them back. Dude was like, wait, what you mean? He like, no, let me get them up off you, man, because I can't wait for no 2 weeks. So dude was like, wait, hold on. Let's work something out. I could give you, what do you want? I give you my food trays. I give you my, my hamburgers or whatever. Freaky Freddy like, nah, man, I run the store, man. I got food. He was like, well, I give you hygiene and stuff. I got a couple deodorants up in here and shampoo. He was like, nah, I don't need no hygiene or nothing neither. And he was like, matter of fact, kid, come in the cell with me right quick. Let's rap. Let's rap. Let's go talk about it. I don't want everybody in my business. So they go in the cell, right? So Freaky Freddy sit down because Freaky Freddy ain't got no cellmate. So Freaky Freddy, he sits down on the bottom bunk towards the toilet, whatever, and dude come in and he standing by the cell door. Freaky Freddy like, listen, I don't know if your cellmate Dante told you about me and how I run my business. I really don't give a dang what he told you, but I'm just letting you know that, and at this time, y'all, I didn't tell him exactly what Freaky Freddy actually do and what he require or whatever, but I just told him he just one of them type of dudes that like dudes or whatever. But Freaky Freddy just put it out there on the line, and he told him, like, listen, I want to help you, but you got to help me also. You got to, look out for, if I'm going to look out for you for these next 2 weeks and you get your stuff in, you're going to have to look out for me. So dude sitting there and he like, what do you mean I got to look out for you? Like, I don't understand. Well, what do you mean? So Freaky Freddy scoot a little closer towards him. He's like, listen, we all in here together and, we all got needs. I mean, you want to smoke, you Jones, and you need tobacco in your system or whatever. I run the store, man. I got coffee, I got chips, I got, Debbie cakes, I got summer sausages, I got sauces, I got drinks, I got whatever you want, man. And like I said, it ain't just the cigarettes that I can help you out with, man. It's all these things I can give you or whatever, on credit, whatever. But, just look out for me. So, dude, like, what do you mean? I don't understand when you say look out for me. So Freaky Freddy, like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll tell you what, though. I'm gonna give you 3 packs of cigarettes. I ain't gonna give you no card. I'm gonna give you these 3 packs of cigarettes. Matter of fact, you got commissary up there? He was like, nah, I ain't got nothing. He was like, well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give you 5 packs of ramen noodles. So here go 3 packs. Here go 3 packs of cigarette. Here go, 5 packs of ramen noodles. Dude, what type you want, chicken or beef? He like, shoot, man, you can mix it up. I ain't tripping. All right, here you go. He go 5 right here. And at this time, Freaky Freddy got him a list or whatever, right? He got a pencil and a pad and he writing these things down. He's like, you want some Skittles or some peanut M&Ms? I even got the M&Ms that ain't got no peanuts in them. So he was like, okay, shoot, I'll take some 2 packs of the, peanut M&Ms. And can I get 2 of them Pepsis? He's like, man, you know what? I'll give you 4 Pepsis. He like, all right, man, bet, that's a blessing. So Freaky Freddy like, so you good? You straight? He was like, yeah, I'm good looking out. So Freaky Freddy like, all right, man, but look, this the deal though. So you said your girl is gonna have money on your books in 2 weeks. So today is the 7th. So on the 21st, oh, that's real good because the next day is stow day. So on the 22nd is stow day. On the 21st, your money should be in, right? He like, yeah. It should be in, yeah. Yeah, she got me. My girl worked. She worked at a nurse herb. So, she got that bread, man. So Freaky Freddy's like, all right, look, you better have it. You better have money. He like, so how much I owe you? It was like, for the 3 packs of cigarettes, 20, 40, 60, yeah. He said $20 for a break. He said, yeah, man, we in prison. So $60 for the cigarettes, $3 each for the ramen noodles. So that's 15. The $75. The 2 Pepsis is $3. So $78, $82. The peanut M&Ms is $3, 88, 91. All right, we'll do 95. 95. I'll show you some love. Not even though he really didn't show him no love. $95. So he was like, I bet. He was like, and I need that on Cash App. So let your girl know that, you know, saying $95 on Cash App. He was like, I bet, man. Thanks for showing some love. Freaky Fred's like, all right, just know, you know, if you don't have my money, you know, I just want you to know I don't play games at all. He was like, I got you. I got you. So he leave out the cell. And he walk out. And now, like I said, y'all, I'm under the stairs, under the tier, doing my pull-ups, right? So he said, hey, Bunky. He called me Bunky. You know, we roommates. Hey, Bunky. Hey, you want to get out on some of these noodles or whatever? I said, nah, I'm straight. I'm good. He said, all right, well, yeah, I'll see you later. So he go in the cell, right? So I'm sitting there here thinking like, okay, he been in that cell for a good 7 minutes. I wonder if Freaky Freddy told him if he can't pay him what he's going to have to give him. So I said, you know what? Let me go up here and holler at him and see what's going on. Because if this dude, if Freaky Freddy told him that he was going to have to, you know, give up his manhood or whatever, he going to have to leave. He got to get out my cell because I can't be in a cell with somebody that, you know what I'm talking. I'm not homophobic or nothing like that. But the way I was programming, I prefer not to have somebody like that in my cell or whatever, right? So I roll up there. I go in the cell. I'm like, hey, so what y'all work out? He was like, oh, man, he really looked out for me, bro. He gave me all this. He gave me all this and that. And he told me I just got to give him $95. I said, word? He was like, yeah, but shoot, my girl, man, she going to give me about $200-300, so I ain't tripping. I said, okay. I said, so, did he tell you, like, if you can't pay him, what you have to give him? He was like, nah, he just kept saying, I'm just going to have to look out for him. And, you know, I'll look out for him. I ain't tripping because, you know, I'm going to get some money in. I said, oh, so that's what you think he meant when he said looking out? He was like, yeah, I mean, he looked out for me. So, yeah, I mean, we just going to look out for each other. I said, bro, you remember earlier when I said that, you know, dude like dudes or whatever? He said, oh, yeah. I remember you said that. Why, what's up? I said, if you don't pay him, he's going to want something else from you. He's going to want your backside. He was like, man, get out of here, man. Dude ain't, man, I ain't like that. Like I said, I'm going to give him his money anyway. I ain't tripping. I said, all right, man, you got it. You got it, G. So let's just fast forward. We gonna fast forward, right, to the 21st. Because there was a lot of stuff that happened, but this story is just only about my bunkie that sold his manhood for 3 packs of cigarettes in Mo. Right? So we just gonna fast forward to the 21st. As soon as the doors cracked, bam, Freaky Freddy was right there. He didn't come in the cell because he already knew what time it was if he would have came in that cell, right? Dante would have put hands and feet and folded him up and put him in a suitcase and sent him right to the hospital. Because I ain't play people coming in your cell, right? That's disrespectful. This is my home. You do not just walk into my cell. But Freaky Freddy was right there, front and center. Hey, you got that? You got that? Bunky like, yeah, I'm finna get on the phone right now. I'm finna get on the phone and call her. He's like, all right, cool. Oh, what's up, Dante? What's up? What's up, Fred? Oh, hey, nothing. It's a beautiful day, good day. He just walked off, right? I already knew what time he was on, and rightfully so. You know, when you loan somebody something and you let them know what the terms and stipulations is of, you know, he had the right to, you know, to be up on what he was on, to get, you know, what he already set out, right? So Freaky Freddy is right there. He on him, right? Dude, get on the phone. Hey, you sent the money yet? Yeah, just wait a minute. I'm still at work, man. I get off at 3 o'clock. Oh, okay, bet. Okay. She says she finna, she gonna send the money when she get off of work or whatever. So Freaky Freddy was like, all right, okay, cool, whatever. All right, bet, whatever. So let's fast forward to 3 o'clock, right? Hey, Freaky Freddy like, hey, it's 3 o'clock, man. You gonna call your girl? He like, yeah, man. I finna call her now. I finna go to, hello? Hey, baby, did you send that money yet? I'm about to right now. Okay, listen. I need for you to send $95 to this Cash App. Hold on 1 second. This her talking. She like, hold on 1 second. So she click over, right? And Freaky Freddy like, hey, here's the Cash App right here. So she get back on the phone. He like, all right, baby, listen, send $95 to, then she like, hold on. I can't send you $95. I only can send you $40. He like, wait, babe. I need for you to send 95 to, I thought you said you was going to send me like $200-$300. She was like, I never told you I was going to send you. I got bills. You know, you ain't helping. You know, I got bills. I'm out here doing this on my own. I only can send you $40. So he kind of shifted his body the other way, away from Freaky Freddy. Like, hey, listen, I need a couple $100, babe. I mean, I ain't got nothing. She was like, well, I didn't tell you to get locked up. And he was like, but I did what I did for us, you know, to pay rent and all that. She was like, okay, but like I said, you locked up, you not contributing. I only can send you $40, right? So Freaky Freddy like walk up on someone like, is it an issue or anything? He's like, no, man, hold on, I'll talk to you in a minute. So Freaky Freddy walk off a little bit. He take maybe about 5 steps back and sit down, but he's watching dude. So dude like, listen, baby, I need that money. Like, I need some money. Like, I mean, can you at least send 200? She said, what part of I ain't got it don't you understand? I got bills. I got a car note. I got to pay rent. I got to pay insurance on the car and rentals and insurance on the apartment. I got to eat. I don't get food stamps. Like, no, I only can give you $40. He's like, well, could you get at least 100 so I can pay this guy? She was like, what you mean pay this guy? I mean, I was borrowing stuff in here and I owe this dude $95. I mean, could you at least give me 100 or 95? She was like, listen, I only can give you $40 and I can't, that's it. I call your sister. Man, I ain't got no money. Well, call your mama. Man, she on Social Security, man. I can't. She like, listen, what's the Cash App? And he was like, hold on. He said, hey, Freddie, what's the Cash App? All right, so he tells her the Cash App. She's like, all right, I sent it. So Freaky Freddy, he goes upstairs and go get on the phone and he see the money. But it's only $40 there. So Freaky Freddy come downstairs and he like, hey, it was only $40. She only sent 40. He was like, yeah, I know. She only said she can only give me, $40. But I'll give you the other 50 in the next 2 weeks. Freaky Freddy was like, nah, that ain't gonna work. He was like, yeah, but you see, my girl said, he said, yeah, I know what your girl said, but that ain't what we agreed to. I need my money. So he was like, well, I can't give you what I ain't got. He was like, hey, I ain't about to argue with you or nothing, but we gonna have to work out a new deal or something. But just come in my cell right quick. This was Freaky Freddy telling dude. So just come in my cell right quick. I ain't gonna touch you. I ain't gonna try to fight you or nothing. I don't want everybody in my business. Just come in my cell, whatever. So dude go in the cell with Freddy. Freddy like, hey, listen, man. I know you new here. I don't know how you how do you know how things work around here? But when you tell somebody that you gonna get them something, and especially when they front you something and it ain't what it is, hey, yo, dog, you gonna have to do something. And you're like, what you mean? What you mean I gotta do? He said, you gotta do something, man. It's like, you remember when I told you gonna have to look out for me then? He was like, yeah, I am gonna look out for you when I get up. When my girl starts sending me money, and you're like, nah. I ain't talking about you looking out for me with no food or no hygiene or even no money. I don't need no money. You see, I got everything I need, but you gonna have to look out for me. So he was like, what you mean? He was like, listen, I'm about to go get in the shower, right? And I need for you to just, wash my back. So dude was like, man, I'm not about to wash your back, man. I'm not about to go in no shower with you, man. Freaky Freddy was like, oh, wait a minute, man. Why you raising your voice? I'm not raising. You owe me. I don't owe you. You owe me. So I need for you to just wash my back when I, go to the shower. So dude like, hey, I'm not doing that, man. I ain't gay, man. Freaky Freddy's like, oh, wait a minute. I ain't gay neither. I'm just saying, I need for you to wash my back. He said, yo, dog, I'm not doing that. I'm not finna go in no shower with you, and I'm not about to wash your back, man. I'm not doing that, man. So Freaky Freddy was like, all right, look. I'm gonna need for you to do something for me. So dude like, what? What you want me to do? And Freaky Freddy was like, you know what, y'all? I don't even want to tell y'all what he told him to do. I'm just going to say this because I know a lot of y'all got some freaked out minds. And a lot of y'all want to hear something so bad, so nasty, so despicable. Now, Freaky Freddy done told this man, I don't even know. I don't even feel comfortable telling y'all what he told. All right, forget it. For the sake of the story, I'm going to tell y'all. Freaky Freddy told this man. Freaky Freddy told this man, all right, listen, we ain't got to do anything, but I'm going to lay on the bed with my clothes on, and I want you to lay on top of me. We gonna end the story right there. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. The reason why we gonna end that story right there is because I don't feel comfortable explaining and walking y'all through what happened. Because as a straight man, when I tell y'all like these type of turned out stories, have y'all ever noticed I don't ever go into detail of exactly what happened in that act? Because as a straight man, I just don't feel comfortable, telling y'all that. So what I will say for the sake of the story is that my cellmate ended up agreeing with Freaky Freddy. And I don't know what is it called, in different states or cities or whatever, but they start hunching, burning zippers, and that's what Freaky Freddy wanted from him. And Freaky Freddy told him that he have to do that with him 20 times, and his debt will be cleared. So basically, Freaky Freddy told him like, we don't have to do it, but let's just hunch, basically. And dude agreed. So we're going to fast forward. Actually, no, we can't really fast forward because I have to get him out the cell to when I confronted him. So Freaky dude ended up agreeing to hunching on Freaky Freddy. So Freaky Freddy put up his white sheet in front of the cell. And when I seen that white sheet go up, I went back to my cell. I packed all dude stuff up. I roll all this stuff up and I put it outside the cell. Because like I told y'all from the get-go, I'm not going to be in no cell with no homosexual. And some of y'all might say, well, Donta, he didn't necessarily do the act. No, man, I don't give a damn. If a man is bumping and grinding with another man, even with his clothes on, off the fact that he doing this to clear his debt, nah, that ain't happening. That's out. There's no way I'm going to allow another man to be in the cell with me, and that's how he programming. That's not going to happen at all. So I pack all this stuff up and I put it outside the cell, right? So he come out of the cell about 10 minutes later, right? And he just come right up toward the cell, and I'm standing there right there with my arms crossed, blocking the cell. He like, hey, what's going on? I said, listen, we ain't about to argue. All your stuff is right here. We ain't about to argue. We ain't about to do no debate. You don't need to explain nothing. Go down there to the control booth. Tell the guards that you refusing to cell up with me. I don't give a damn what you tell them. But tell them that you got to get a cell change. You cannot be in the cell with me. He like, all right. The way he was looking, he already knew that I knew that something went down. So he's like, all right. So he grabbed his things and he go down the stairs. He go to the control booth, right? They pull him in the control booth. I don't know what they told him or what he told them, whatever, but they end up taking him out of there, all the way out, right? So Freaky Freddy comes out of his cell and he looking around and he looked dead at me and then he just shake his head. So then I go back in my cell and I come back out my cell and I see Freaky Freddy. He at the control booth like, hey, where dude at? And they said they took him to the hole. Now, I don't know exactly what dude told the guards or whatever, but whatever it was, they just took him straight to the hole. And well, Freaky Freddy, I guess he got his off, but I don't know. Let me tell y'all something. I don't like telling these type of prison stories, but then again, this is what y'all like. Now a lot of y'all gonna say, no, we don't, but yes, y'all do. Y'all be saying, oh, Donta, you always telling these type of stories. Why won't he talk about? I do talk about other stories. It's just the algorithm pushes these type of stories more often, right? Now, the reason why I'm telling y'all this story is because there's a lot of people that watches my channel, right? From all across the world, from all different ages. And unfortunately, some people that's listening to me right now is going to find themselves in prison. They're going to do something, whether they're innocent or guilty, 9 times out of 10 guilty. One thing that you do not do is borrow when you know dang well, if that money, I tell people, if that money ain't guaranteed, if that money ain't in hand, don't borrow, because anything can happen. Anything can happen when you rely on somebody to give you some money from the free world, right? I tell y'all these type of stories so it can serve as a warning, a huge warning, right? But, hey, people got to live and they got to learn. It is what it is, y'all. Listen, there's a woman that is telling some crazy stories, right? And her name is Stacy Storytime, right? I'm going to put some of her videos on my channel, but she does have a channel, and I'm going to have it pinned at the top of the comment section. So y'all make sure y'all go over there and check her out. She telling some dope stories. I got her playlist at the top of my comment section also. All right. At the top of the comment section and on my main page. So y'all make sure y'all go check out Stacy's Storytime. All right. With that, y'all, Dante really urge y'all to stop committing crimes. Get a job. Go to school. And if you do end up finding yourself in prison, don't borrow nothing from nobody. And with that, y'all, don't forget to hit that like button. If you forgot, let me know where you're from in the comment section. I'm gone.